In Movies and Money, a surprising slam dunk at the box office. Let's bring in our film critic, Eric Childress. Hello to you, Eric.
Hi, Angie.
Space Jam: A New Legacy exceeded expectations this past weekend, but you say it's the long-term prospects that really matter.
Absolutely, Angie. And not just on this film, but all of the big wannabe blockbusters getting released this year. But since we're on Space Jam, we can say that it grossed over $31 million over the weekend when many analysts were not even thinking 20. Like I said last week, never rule out generational nostalgia. Now, even if the original Michael Jordan film from 1996 translates to about $47 million today, Warner Brothers was likely still very happy with their new number. However, as we have talked about many times, I believe there has to be some regret over there about their decision to simultaneously put all their films this year on HBO Max. Yes, clearly folks are still willing to head out to the theater and spend money on tickets, but think of all those that don't. Godzilla vs. Kong is the only film they have had this year reach the newly reminted $100 million milestone, and it took 12 weeks to achieve that. And maybe that is the only film that really had a chance to reach that this year, but since then, Warner Brothers films, with the exception of the Conjuring sequel, have not even reached a 2.5 times their opening weekend, which in normal years could have meant bad word of mouth. Nowadays, you can certainly put the onus on caution, but you can continue to point to moviegoers who also regularly enjoy their HBO programming having a more convenient option that doesn't cost them another ticket price, and there's a lot of potential theatrical revenue being left on the table.
The National Association of Theater Owners appear to agree with you and put out a scathing retort to studios over this weekend about the big drop for Black Widow.
They did, Angie, and the Black Widow numbers did take quite the fall, the third biggest for a wide release this year. Now, that was somewhat expected given it also owns the largest opening weekend during this period, but I think even cautious analysts like myself still felt that $80 million opening would get it easily to $200 million, and that does appear to be in jeopardy now. And NATO seems to believe the reason for that is it also being available for a $30 fee on Disney+. And while they may be agreeing with me, I am not so sure I agree with the tactic they employed this week. Studios and theaters have always had contentious relationships, but not until last year did they really feel a potential mutually assured destruction. Movies were delayed, theaters were shut down. Universal made the first move putting Trolls World Tour on streaming, and owners of closed theaters got huffy. Instead of working together and realizing that maximum revenue is more achievable in a partnership, AMC and NATO took potshots in the media from a weakened position, and studios started working on alternative methods to release their product. Look, do I think Warner Brothers is going to take the HBO Max route in 2022? No, I don't. Do I think Disney will continue to offer some of their more family-oriented titles to premium access? As long as kids are ineligible to be vaccinated, yes. It's an evolving conversation, but people are still going back to theaters. And NATO releasing an I told you so memo, I think may only give studios incentive to keep experimenting.
Well, this weekend, 2 new movies open up in theaters exclusively. Here's Old.
What's happening to us?
My daughter just turned 6 2 weeks ago.
Mom?
Whatever's happening to us is happening very fast.
You have wrinkles. There's something wrong with this beach.
What's happening?
The other film debuting this weekend, Snake Eyes.
The journey from here is yours to decide. But that is just the beginning.
And again, there will be no streaming options on this film. So Eric, which one will win on the big screen?
This could be a very interesting battle this weekend, Angie. I can say that neither Universal nor Paramount have much faith in reviews, given how late they're screening both of them. Yet I still think that they could both beat Space Jam this weekend as NATO prepares another strongly worded letter about its drop. But I have been leaning towards M. Night Shyamalan's Old coming on top. Though his films can be divisive, and I have certainly not liked any of them, there always seems to be a curiosity, especially as he usually deals in seemingly original high concepts. This one about a group of beachgoers who stumble upon one that may just be the reverse of the Fountain of Youth. Also weighing this against the interest in the latest G.I. Joe film, Snake Eyes, with Henry Golding taking on one of the iconic heroes of the long-running toy line and cartoon series. Now, the first two G.I. Joe films did well, each grossing over $100 million, and it's possible I am underestimating the value of this one, but I think the law of diminishing returns may be at play here, and I think most people will wait for it to hit Paramount Plus in 45 days.
It's going to be interesting. Thanks so much, Eric.
Thank you, Angie.
Go to businessfirstam.com for where to see our show on TV.